Has been a couple of nail-biters the last two nights in the East Bay. Fortunately, the winds have gone the Athletics' way, and now Bob Melvin and the boys sit one game back for the lead in the AL West after an incredible two-month run of winning baseball. Today, in a matinee at the Coliseum, the green and gold go for the sweep versus a Mariners team that is also right in the thick of a pennant race. Final game of the series, A's and Mariners, next. Day baseball from the Coliseum. The A's going for the three-game sweep of the Mariners. That's the AL West, and we will check out the Astros. They will play tonight. They'll host the Rockies. Right now, the A's are just one game out of first place in the AL West. And pitching matchup this afternoon, Mike Leake, a right-hander for the Mariners. Brett Anderson, the left-hander for the A's. A's and Mariners coming up on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Dallas Braden, I'm Glenn Kuiper. The A's have a whole handful of hot hitters right now, and one of them is Jed Lowry. It's been a good, 4 or 5 games for him.
Yep.
He's got some milestones. He's got a career high in RBIs, and he looks like he's hot again.
Oh, he's hot again, Kuiper, and that's the key right there, is hot again. He was hot early on, went through a little bit of a skid, but as this offense goes, Jed Lowry goes. You talk about a phenomenal series down at the Big A in Anaheim. Got his 1,000th career knock, 250th career double, and he comes back here home, the Coliseum, against the Seattle Mariners, and has gone on an absolute tear. Launches his 100th career long ball and just continues to roll. Kite 4 RBIs against the Mariners the other night. He is white hot, as good as it's getting right now.
Well, you saw the two pitchers, Mike Leake, Brett Anderson. For Anderson, it's his 11th start, and for Mike Leake, it's the 3rd time that he has faced the A's this year.
Yeah, both guys like to operate very quickly. A lot of ground balls out of both of these individuals, and I don't know that their numbers necessarily reflect each impact that they have had on their clubs. So both guys looking to put forth their best effort to try to keep their teams going, and for Mike Leake, trying to get his team back in the action.
All right, the A's have won 4 in a row. They've won 11 out of their last 13, and by the end of the day, the A's could be tied for first place in the AL West. We'll see if they can sweep the Mariners this afternoon here at the Coliseum. A's and Mariners coming up. We'll have lineups and first pitch right after this.
is brought to you by Toyota. Designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Jack in the Box. Try something different, like Jack's Teriyaki Bowls. Only at Jack in the Box for a limited time.
Well, just as the A's take the field, the sun comes out. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful day for baseball here at the Coliseum. We love day games at the Coliseum. The game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. 66 degrees. Looks like it's going to warm up a little bit as Brett Anderson is set to roll. Brett Anderson has wrapped up his warm-up tosses, so we're set for baseball. Here's the Mariners lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Haniger, Cano, Segura, Cruz, Seager, Healy, Zunino, Gordon, Heredia. Cano is playing second base today. So the left-hander Brett Anderson is set to go. His first pitch to Haniger is a strike. So Haniger, Cano, Segura, the first three hitters for the Seattle Mariners. Umpires today, that's Quinn Walcott who will call balls and strikes. Sean Barber's at first. Gary Cedarstrom, the crew chief, is at second, and James Hoy is over at third. Haniger, a one hopper. Marcus Semien, one away.
It's a ground ball from the southpaw Brett Anderson, making his 11th start the season for the Oakland A's. Has pitched very well, in my opinion, over the recent weeks here. His last 6 games, 3.06 ERA, opponents hitting just 254. So, as I mentioned off the top, the body of work, the numbers might not reflect, in my opinion, the success and the impact that Brett has had on this rotation since his arrival.
Well, he had a start way back in May, and this is just kind of clean up the statistical part of it, Dallas. But against Houston, he gave up 7 earned runs in 3 innings, and that's the worst start of the year. And that can inflate the ERA for a little while.
Kind of blow it up, especially early on. But that's why I feel like over the last, we said 4, 5, 6 starts, I mean, not only has he given the team a chance to win, but he's looked like he's gotten better.
Robinson Cano inside outs and rolls it down the third base line, a fair ball. Cano will stop at first, so Robinson Cano with a 1-out single.
And this is just professional hitting. This is just a pitcher executing and a hitter also executing, doing a little bit better job. Robinson Cano, the HOFer, the Hofer, staying inside, battling against the lefty, Brett Anderson.
Pitchcast today brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company. So a 1-out hit for Cano. Here's Gene Segura. Segura goes after the first pitch, fouls it back. So the A's won on Monday night 7-6. Thriller. A's won last night 3-2. Thriller. And I say that because both games came down to the final at bat with the tying run in scoring position, correct?
Absolutely right.
So that's good stuff. And Blake Trinan was able to save both games, but of course the Mariners came back on Monday night, but both games ended up in thrilling fashion. So entertainment value was pretty good.
Well, and isn't that fitting, Kipe? You got both teams playing extremely well right now. Both teams playing well in tight ball games and one-run ball games. Postseason implications abound. We knew that that's what this series was going to offer.
7 of 11 games have been decided by 1 run. The A's have won 5 of those 7, including each of the last 5 meetings. Overall, the A's are now 5-6 in this series. Another foul ball right side. This is the A's defense today. Martini at left, Cannon center, Piscotty is in right. Chapman, Semien, Lowry, and Olsen on the infield with Jonathan Lucroy doing the catching. So really it's been an entertaining series. It's been a good series. Obviously It's nice when the A's win both games. Anderson's going to be a tough play. His throw to first is not in time. So not a lot you can do. Brett Anderson got off the mound, but the ball just kind of rolled to that perfect spot where it's kind of right between the pitcher and the catcher.
Well, yeah, it's tough. I mean, you know, we've talked about it before. Brett, maybe not the most nimble individual, but this is just a no man's land thing here. I mean, Brett does everything he can. It's a fairly athletic play by the pitcher, Brett Anderson. Just Gene Segura, quick out of the box from the right side. Nothing you can do about it.
Exmo brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. 2 on, 1 out for Nelson Cruz.
You know, and even with Brett falling off towards the third base side the way he does, I think that'll tell you just how tough of a play that would be for Lucroy, for Brett, for anybody to pop out and make that play.
Chapman has it. He's going to step on third, throw to first, and Olsen kept his foot on the bag, and that's a double play. So Matt Chapman, he had a decision to make, decided I'm going to hustle to the bag at third and then throw on the run, and he pulled it off. And here's the A's lineup as we head to the bottom of the first, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Martini, Chapman, Lowry, Davis, Olsen, Piscotty, the red hot Marcus Semien, and then Canna and Lucroy.
They'll be taking on the righty Mike Leake. You can take a look at the numbers there. 8-7 on the year, 4.11 ERA, and almost 150 innings pitched for the Seattle Mariners. And a guy in a rotation who I think a lot of people can say they didn't expect quite the performance that the Seattle Mariners rotation has put forth. I think you know what you're getting out of a guy like Paxton. But everybody else, Wade LeBlanc has thrown the ball well. Mike Leake early on.
I think it's a good point. I think Leake, I've always liked Mike Leake. Just let's go. He gets after. But I mean, I think he's doing about what you expect him to do.
Right.
He's 8-7, ERA right around 4. He'll give up a lot of hits, but he's a pretty good pitcher, and he takes the ball every 5th day. So 1 away as Martini grounds out. Rest of the defense, Heredia, Gordon, and Haniger. That's the outfield. Seager, Segura, Cano, and Healy on the infield. And Zunino again is the catcher. So Robinson Cano, who played first base for the first time in his career last night, goes over to his much more natural position of second base, and D. Gordon goes out to center field. So the Mariners said that they would put D. Gordon back in center field at times now that Cano's back, and they're doing it today.
This is what you had to anticipate or really find intriguing, is how they were going to piece this puzzle back together.
And it's probably going to be a day-to-day thing.
Well, it's got to be. When you think about potentially finding themselves in a National League ballpark.
Yep.
What the lineup looks in those scenarios. You know, I've talked a lot about the Mariners first baseman, former Oakland Athletic, Ryan Healy, and just how the numbers sort of bore out that he was better and more productive when on the field playing a position as opposed to DH. Well, he's somebody you got to think about. Kyle Seager struggling against lefties, or excuse me, against right-handed pitchers, hitting 199 against righties. So is it something where you might slide Healy over to third to hit against righties?
Or even Cano. Cano played a little bit of third in his rehab games. Who knows?
So the point is, they've got, it's not a simple task.
Two and two to Matt Chapman, hitting right at 280. Chapman swings and misses. Off-speed pitch moving away. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Well, today any 95-mile-per-hour fastball is our fast pitch, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go. You may not get it from Mike Leake. Let's finish our thoughts on Leake, though. A guy who takes the ball every 5th day. He's a workhorse. Signed a big contract with the Cardinals and then was traded last year to the Mariners. So this is the 3rd year of that 5-year contract. But if you like fast workers, well, then you'll like Mike Leake. I don't think he's worried about anything else except put the sign down. That's fine. Let's get to go.
That's it. Mike Leake, a heck of an athlete in his own right as well. Out of Arizona State, first team All-American.
Center fielder Gordon waits and he makes the catch. So Leake with a 3-up, 3-down inning, no score after 1. Final game of the series. A's will have tomorrow off. Hey, a off day at home.
How about that?
Wow. It's exciting.
Who'd we pay?
It's exciting. You know what? The Mariners, they're going to go home. They're going to have an off day at home as well tomorrow. They will. Said this was a very important stretch for the Mariners. Obviously it is. There are 3 games here. They're going to have tomorrow off. They're going to go home and play the Dodgers. That's not easy. And then after the Dodgers, they will host the Houston Astros. So that's what's coming up for the Seattle Mariners.
And if you're the Oakland A's, once again, you have to be excited about that forecast.
Absolutely.
You know, you got the Dodgers trying to make some headway out there in the NL West. They're going to beat up on the Mariners potentially. Then the Houston Astros. Potentially.
I think your thought process is in the right spot. Outside, so 2-2 the count to Seager. He'll be followed by Healy and Zunino as Brett Anderson worked his way out of a jam in the first inning. Well, Brett Anderson's first start as an A Dallas was against the Seattle Mariners. It was up in Seattle way back on the 2nd of May, and he pitched well. So this is his second start against Seattle this year. And he'll probably see him again with 2 more series after this one still to play between these 2 teams.
And regardless of where the Seattle Mariners head.
Got him swinging. So let's go back to May 2nd again. Up in Seattle, 6 1/3 good innings from Brett Anderson.
Well, this is what he wanted to come. He wanted to come up and he wanted to make an impression. He wanted to show that this is why I'm here. Show the team that they've identified some things that he knows he can still go out and deliver upon. He's always been able to spin the breaking ball, no doubt about that. And you just wonder Brett Anderson's ability to keep the ball on the ground. You put a defense behind him, the way he likes to work quickly. If he was somebody that the Oakland A's felt they could sort of kind of lightning in a bottle.
So his career ERA against Seattle is 1.96. So he's faced him a lot. And he's done a good job. Healy's going to be retired. So career ERA against the Mariners. Pedro Martinez is first. Tommy John, what? He's healthy. Healthy and pitching. Dave Rozema, Tiger from the 70s. Steve Stone's on there. Interesting group.
A good friend Dan Herron.
Dan Herron, yeah. But Dallas, that game on May 2nd up in Seattle, that's the game that James Paxton struck out 16 in 7 innings, and that was a game where it was one of those where you just said, you know what, not tonight.
Nope,
you know what, the A's are not going to win this game. It was 2-0 going to the 8th inning. Anderson had pitched well. Paxton was unbelievable, and it was, you know, sometimes you just like, it's not happening for the A's tonight. A's scored 2 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th, 3-2 win.
That's right.
I mean, it's just been that kind of year, and that was before the hot stretch. That was, you said, the 2nd of May. There was no thought that the A's were going to figure this out and somehow win the game, because Paxton was just dominant.
And who was it? Lowry came up and took Nicasio deep, and then Mark Canha.
Yep. And you snuck out of there with a win, and that was one of those where you just kind of looked behind you and went,
so let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here.
Yep.
You do have some of those over the course of a season, and that was a good one. The A's have had a lot of those this year. So 3-2 to Mike Zunino. That one is lined to left. Martini grabs it, and that's a 3-up, 3-down inning. Bottom of the 2nd coming up.
Houston Astros at 7:05 p.m. Every ticket purchased at athletics.com/big3 comes with a free Big 3 bobblehead. Huddy, Zito, Mulder on a bobblehead and a ticket to see the A's versus the world champs. Log on to athletics.com/big3 today.
You know what I like about the bobblehead?
Tell me.
Well, there's numerous things. We all know those guys, and they're all awesome. Tim Hudson is just about the same size as Mark Mulder, and Hudson is rocking the Pumas.
Yes.
You see that?
Uh-huh. Throwbacks.
Pumas. Love them.
And I'm not sure who is going to feel how about the fact that Mulder and Huddy are the same size. Huddy, I'm sure, does not have a complaint about that. Mulder might want to have some numbers drawn up.
Gordon goes back, and he's going to have room. Well, there's no reason why we can't mention it to all three of them just to get some reaction.
Yeah. I think that's our job.
So that is the giveaway on Friday night. It should be a fun weekend for, well, it's going to be a fun weekend for like 40 different reasons.
Yeah.
Celebrating that great group of A's players who rattled off 20 wins in a row, and the Houston Astros will be in town.
I just want him to replay the Hattie homer just on the big screen
Over and over.
Just keep that on loop. You know, as fans come in, just keep that playing.
A good group. It'll be playable. Seager looking up into the sunshine now, shading his eyes, and he makes the catch. So Olsen is retired. Now, I guess I should know this, but I don't. 2002. Where is Dallas Braden in 2002?
2002, Dallas Braden is a sophomore at American River Junior College in Carmichael, California.
Gotcha. Okay.
Beaver Tech, as we like to refer to it as. We were the American River College Beavers.
Okay.
Beaver fever type.
This was before you took over.
Yes.
Texas Tech.
That's right.
Okay. So you were into it, right? You knew the streak was going on. You're in the
very aware
Northern California area.
Very aware. I mean, I grew up with a lot of buddies who were diehard Oakland A's fans, so obviously they were very aware of it as well. Me being a baseball fan and Bay Area baseball fan in general as a little fella.
Well, it's fun talking to the guys that were on that team, and it was such a just kind of a nonchalant, fun group, confident. We're good. We know it. We're just having a good time. And they were, a lot of them just kind of say, hey, were we aware? Were we counting it down? No, we just kept winning. And hey, what is that, 12, 13? I don't remember. You know, so it didn't really get crazy for them till they started getting to 17, 18. And then they realized that this is pretty unbelievable. Haniger has it, and that's 6 up, 6 down for Mike Leake, and we're on to inning number 3. Couple steps in on the grass. Olson also even with the grass. Got to do that with D. Gordon. He is a very good bunter, and he may do it once a game. Give it a shot.
When he can flat out fly. Yep. That's the bottom line. Flat out fly. Touch it, put it on the ground, let the legs do the work.
And he goes to first base. Olson grabs it, but it's in foul territory. So that is the, if you're not sure about the bunt definitions, that would be the drag bunt.
Dragging it with him down the line.
Kind of bring it with you.
Yep. For the righties, their drag would be just trying to take it down the third base line, take off, a push from the right-hand side, push to the first base side, a push to the third base side from a lefty.
Count remains 0-2 to D. Gordon.
8 bunt hits, second in the AL, 34 infield hits, best in the AL. And you saw that swing there just coming off the ball. A lot of times he can get away with just topping it and sneaking it past the pitcher. You're safe with his speed.
Fastball is high. Gordon has 14 doubles. He's got 5 triples to go with the 1 home run. He's got 27 stolen bases. I guess if you were going to have a knock on D. Gordon, it's probably the on-base percentage, which is 300. Hard to believe. Listen to this, Dallas. D. Gordon has 442 at-bats this year. 8 walks. 8. Simeon's got it. Quick throw to first in time. So 1 away here in the third. Authentic Fan Fridays, yeah, they're back. A's Treehouse right behind section 234. That's where the action's at. This Friday, the Astros are here. The first 500 fans that show up get an authentic A's Battle of the Bay Bridge pin. And all fans can pick up one of our Collector Series cheer cards. It's Barry Zito this week. That's a good one right there. For details, log on to NBCSportsCalifornia.com. So, Authentic Fan Fridays, we've been doing that for a while now. It's lots of fun, and this year they moved to the Treehouse. And more action for Marcus Semien. He throws out Guillermo Heredia. 2 away here in the top of the third.
Well, and this is the Brett Anderson that we have come to know and love, the one that I've been very excited about since he's reemerged here in the green and gold. He's a guy who's going to get it and go, just like our boy Mike Leake, his counterpart. But this is a different pitcher in Brett Anderson. No longer the heavy diet of slider, curveball, fastball up. He's pitching now, moves the sinker to both sides of the plate. He'll fiddle with a changeup every now and then. But that one right there, that ain't never left.
Yeah, always had the good curveball. .91 miles an hour on the fastball for Brett Anderson. 8-4 in his career against the Seattle Mariners. So there's the change. So that you just saw his 3 pitches. Well, you haven't seen the slider. He's got 4 pitches, but you saw the curve, the fastball. That was the changeup. In the air. Right field. Haniger is retired. And that's 7 in a row retired by Brett Anderson. Bottom of the third coming up. look to be sharp so far. Leak and Anderson. Mike Leak has gone 6 up, 6 down as he faces Simeon, Canna, and Lucroy. And the first pitch is bounced foul. Marcus Simeon's been a hot hitter, 265, 10 homers, 45 RBIs. 9 hits in his last 17 at bats. Leadoff home run last night.
You know, when we had talked about, I think before even heading into Anaheim, that hadn't really seen that hot streak from Marcus Simeon quite yet this season.
It's been fairly consistent, but
yes,
yeah, it hasn't been that 2 or 3 week stretch where he just hits the ball at the ballpark, but we're starting to see it now.
Well, I think it's just the small adjustments he's talked about making as well at the plate. But just being ready to hit early on. And I think that's part of Simeon's game. Constantly evolving his approach, taking that up to the plate with him.
Foul tip, strike 3 called. So Quinn Walcott didn't really call it immediately. And then it looked like Zunino may have said something to him. And then Walcott said foul tip. And it was a foul tip.
It was definitely a foul tip. Credit Marcus Simeon for trying to sell it. And see, Zunino's looking for a check swing.
But Zunino, I think he kind of half pointed and then realized, well, wait, that was a foul tip.
The best part of that, Kipe, is he shows the home plate umpire the ball. Like, look, if you just look at the ball, you'll hear that he tipped it. And the umpire's like, yo, you're right. You're right. I don't know what I was thinking.
Pretty good sell job by Zunino.
Great sell job.
As the replay showed, it was the right call. He did foul tip it. Just watch real close.
Yeah, see, there's the tip off the barrel right there. And then Z put on his negotiating hat. Mr. Wolcott, sir, if you just take a look at the ball.
Smell the ball. There's wood on that point baseball.
He bought in. Good call. Good call.
And a quick 0-2 to Mark Canna. So Mike Leake living up to his reputation of get it and throw it.
What's the name of the game if you don't have what it takes to overpower guys in the zone and out muscle?
Gordon coming in, and Gordon makes the catch.
Well, a very special tribute to 49ers legend Dwight Clark, featuring letters from fans reflecting on the catch. Letters to 87 includes the letter writers as well as Joe Montana, Ronnie Lott, Eddie DeBartolo, and Keena Turner. Presented commercial free by Toyota. Letters to number 87.
Hard to believe that Dwight Clark is gone.
Man.
That is a Bay Area legend.
You know, and I knew about Dwight for all the wrong reasons, him having driven that stake into the heart of the Cowboys.
You're a Cowboy guy, that's right.
But
you can't. There is something wrong with you.
A little bit.
Okay.
Little bit, but I tell you, just having the opportunity, Kipe, to be around some. You know, Michael Zagaris. Just talking to Z-Man, team photographer, a legendary photographer here in the Bay Area. Just listen to some of the stories he's been able to share with me over the last few weeks with his interaction with Dwight.
Yeah, Dwight Clark, good guy. Too bad that
Attaboy.
he had to leave us so soon. And another good inning. So that's 9 up, 9 down. Guns are out. days in your X1 voice remote and get live stats in your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. Top of the fourth, the A's and the Mariners 0-0 game. Cano, Seager, and Cruz. Cano, Segura, and Cruz. A couple of hits for the Mariners in the first inning. They had runners at first and second with one out, but Cruz hit into a double play. Mariners come in at 69-52. They're 33-28 on the road, and as we said, they will head home. They're 27-24 against the West. Right to Lowry, scooped up, flips to first. And the Mariners opened the season with 3 terrific months.
Yeah.
Well, you look at those records: 16 wins, 18 wins, 19 wins. But then July hit, slowed down a little bit, and so far in August they're 6-8. And of course, the Mariners are fighting the giant monkey on their back of 16 straight years without going to the postseason. The last time they went was 2001, and you just can't get away from that.
You know, and things haven't gotten any easier for them recently. As recently as last night, lefty Big Maple going down. That's going to hurt him. But obviously the rotation that's been in flux. Felix Hernandez.
So that's the longest current postseason droughts that's in baseball. Fair ball. Chapman's got it. Throws on the run, and the throw sails over the head of Olsen, and that's going to allow Segura to go to second. So that time, Matt Olson. We've seen him make that play. A good throw, and Segura's definitely out.
Well, and you got to think, look, this is how strong this young man's arm is. Again, in foul territory, falling towards the dugout. He overthrows Matt Olson, who on any given day is about 8'12". So for Chappie to have enough on this, not only to get it there, but to overthrow it as well, I think that just speaks to how strong his arm is, but how anxious he is to make the great play. You know, and that's, at times, this is the give and take when you have somebody who wants to make every single play and can do it more times than not. You can live with that.
So here's Cruz. More action for Chapman. He scoops this one up. Sound like a broken bat, and Cruz is out 2 away. So Segura stays at second base. This Paxton injury last night happened in the very first inning. Got it right in the left forearm.
And you can just hear that subtle flesh sound.
Now, there was x-rays taken and they were negative, but he is on the disabled list.
Well, that's something you want to give as much time as possible to let that calm down.
Well, they may help you a little bit if it's on your glove arm, but it's on your throwing arm.
And again, that's all those small muscles and tendons.
That's Marcus Semien with the shift on, and Anderson gets out of the jam. Segura is stranded at second. Bottom of the fourth coming up. fun is she having?
Check back in about 4 minutes when that's done, and she is cartwheeling all around the concourse.
What a great shot.
Good for her.
Top of the order for the A's, and there's a shot right center field, a base hit, and it gets past Haniger. Martini is going to hit the bag at second. He's going to try for third, and he's going to have a leadoff triple in the bottom of the fourth.
The dirty Martini. The straw that stirs the leadoff triple. Look at this. Little curveball trying to make its way down towards the bottom of the zone. And Martini doing his best lefty impression, dropping the head down and in. It's a nitro zone for the lefties. Haniger having trouble a couple times coming up with the ball. Martini recognizes it, hustling all the way out of the box. Leadoff triple.
So here's Chapman.
And as this thing hit the ground, Kipe, it sort of scooted and took off just out of the reach of Haniger. Had trouble picking it up again out near the wall. Martini heads up base running.
Well, it's such a, I guess every sport is a game of inches, but even like that, if Haniger cuts that off, it may just be a long single.
Right. Well, we see Chad Pinder out in left field a lot of times go into a slide, cut a ball off, will hold the runner at first. So that'll show you what happens if that play isn't executed, if you're just unable to get yourself into position. Very quickly, that can go from a single to a triple.
So the infield in for the Mariners, 2-1 to Chapman. And Leake, not a huge strikeout guy.
See here, Martini out of the box. Knows he's hit it well. It's just a matter of whether or not Haniger's being able to get to that ball. He sees he's not.
And Chapman takes the walk. So that's the first walk by Mike Leake.
Now batting second baseman, number 8, Jed Lowry.
And here's Lowry. So a good man to have up in this spot. Lowry hit a fly ball to center field in the first inning. First pitch is a hike on the inside corner.
It's that back whip fastball coming back. That arm side run, Mike Leake. You're right, Kite. 317 with runners in scoring position for Jed. We talk about productive outs as well.
Hey, how about Lowry this year against the Mariners, Dallas? This is the 12th game between these two teams. He's 17 for 44 with 4 home runs and 13 RBIs. Sure. Against the Mariners alone. Big home runs, too. 395 batting average. Oh, 2 pitch, and he got him. Boy, he stayed in on the hands of Lowry, and could have been Lowry's maybe thinking the ball away. And
well, he tied Jed up here with pitch sequencing. That first pitch really set the entire AB up. That fastball that started in off the plate and came back for a strike. You've sort of let Jed know that you're going to be there inside. You're going to be there inside for strikes with movement. And what he did there with that cutter down and in out of that same slot created an intersection. Jed went right and Leake went left. And that's the bottom line.
so here's Chris Davis. Davis hit a fly ball to center field in the second inning. Davis 6 for 20 against Mike Leake. On the right field line, but it's going to be foul. He's got a home run against Leake, and this was this year on April 13th. One of the 2 starts that Leake has made against the A's before this one. The Mariners won that game though 7-4. Long look in by Leake. Now he's ready. Changeup. Outside corner. Numbers in the American League for Chris Davis. 3rd in the league in home runs. 2nd in the league in RBI. So he's chasing Jose Ramirez and JD Martinez in the home run race, and just Martinez in the RBI race.
He's doing damage with guys on base. That's what that tells me.
Jose Ramirez. Is he your MVP?
And he's in the conversation.
Absolutely.
I think right now Mookie Betts is probably the leader in the clubhouse, but
2-2 to Chris Davis. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. So a pitcher strike called there by Quinn Walcott.
yeah, tough pitch to take. Maybe a little too close to take, but out nonetheless. Give you the bird's eye view. And Zunino does a good job of dressing this up. Walcott back there, and that's just a pitcher's pitch.
So now it's up to Matt Olson. Matt Olson fouled out his first at bat. So maybe a momentum shifting at bat here.
Well, for 2 reasons. One, if you're able to navigate around that leadoff triple for Mike Leake and the Mariners, you take some momentum into the dugout with you against the lefty Brett Anderson. On the flip side, you've worked this hard to sort of quell this potential outburst, potential rally, run scoring opportunity.
Olson had a pretty good swing, fouls it.
You go ahead and give up that knock, that 2-out knock, 2-out runs. Those can take a toll, albeit just 1 run.
Happy youngster?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Leave him with the ball and a good memory.
Oh, 0-2 to Matt Olson. Interesting to see if Leake tries to sneak that ball in the inside corner. Zunino is setting up in there.
Well, he did, Kai, but it looks like they might have tried to cut it in, though. And Mike Leake, if he wants to go to that fastball in, he's got to be careful. That makes its way back over the plate. That's right into the bat path of Matt Olson.
And he got him. So pretty good job by Mike Leake as he strikes out 3 in a row to keep the A's off the board. Top of the 5th inning. It'll be Healy, Zunino, and Gordon. Brett Anderson with a strikeout. He has not walked anybody. First pitch in, first strike. Well, we said last night that we were going to scoreboard watch today. Well, we can't.
Hadn't started.
Because the Astros play tonight. They will host the Rockies in the second and final game of that quick series. So we can keep an eye on it tonight. Grounded right to Simeon. Scoops it up. And that's out number 1. It'll be Anderson for the Rockies, Cole for the Astros. Astros have lost 5 in a row. And A's now just 1 back. Last 17 games, the Astros have gone 6-11. Last 17 games for the A's, 12-5. So in a 3-week stretch, the A's have picked up 6 games in the standings to get to just 1 back of Houston. How about that? Canna waits. He's got it. Zunino is out. Since the All-Star break, teams with the best records in baseball, the Red Sox, who, well, they've been ridiculous from day 1.
Yeah.
Then the A's at 17-6, Indians at 16-8. Cardinals are making a major move.
They are. Matt Carpenter.
Yeah.
Stay hot.
And the Braves with a 2-game lead in the National League East.
And how about Ronald Acuna? Stay hot. Their youngster at the top of the lineup, Kipe. 5 homers in 5 days. Led off each game of the doubleheader with a bomb. Hit one the next day.
And he's like 15 years old or something, isn't he?
Yeah, he's still doing book reports, I think, on off days.
Yeah, the Braves are set up pretty well for the future, I do believe. Lots of young talent.
But the NL West, the NL wild card is
pretty wide open.
Oh, going to be a heck of a race coming down to the wire, just like it is out here in the AL West.
3 pitches. D. Gordon strikes out, so he doesn't have much to agree on with Quinn Walcott, but it looked like a pretty good pitch. Head to San Jose, and that is coming up on Saturday night at 7 o'clock. You'll see it right here on NBC Sports California, also streaming live on the NBC Sports app. As we always like to tell you, the home of the authentic Quakes fan is NBC Sports California. So Toronto FC and the San Jose Earthquakes Saturday night at 7 o'clock. Oh, 0-1 to Stephen Piscotty, who hit a fly ball to right field. That one's driven to right center, hit pretty well. Gordon back. Gordon leaps up and makes the catch. And he was shaded that way just a little bit.
You get a look at the athleticism from the speedy D. Gordon out there in Central.
Now batting shortstop.
See him break back, hits the track. Might have been a unnecessary leap, but it's about comfort. You know, if you're not sure where you're at in conjunction to the wall, the track, you're playing away from home, playing back out in the outfield.
Yeah.
Been playing second. But that's the defensive positioning for the Seattle Mariners is not possible without the athleticism of D. Gordon to be able to.
You know, we talk a lot about shifts, and you saw right there, I think the defensive positioning, if he's playing a normal center field, I don't know that he's going to catch that. But I guess my point is with a guy like Leake, he is going to pitch to the shifted defense because he's got good control and he knows what he's doing. And sometimes put a shift on and the pitcher doesn't pitch to the shift, well, then you got issues.
Well, he's got a repertoire that lends itself to being adjusted with.
Sure.
You can keep guys on the ground. You can move your defense in the infield around.
3-2 now to Marcus Semien.
If you execute with your off speed, more times than not, down and away or located per the at bat, there's a good chance your defenders are going to be in a pretty good position to defend you. It's all about you executing on the mound.
Payoff pitch, strike 3 called. Marcus Semien wasn't happy with the 3-1 call, and he's probably not happy with the 3-2 call, but they're both called strikes.
Well, it's a good pitch. It's a good cutter. Front door. Again, the movement from the arm side, moving into the righties on the fastball from Mike Leake is what sets this pitch up here late in the count. 2 strikes. You see it start middle in as a righty, and you think there's a good chance that thing's going to work in on me. You give up on it. Darts back over the black for a punch out.
1-0 to Mark Canha, who lined out in the 3rd. Hits that one to left. Heredia shading his eyes. He's got it. 6 in a row retired by Mike Leake. 6th inning coming up, no score.
The Coliseum and defend the town with $20 lower level specials for key upcoming games. You can get a great deal too as the A's make their playoff push. Visit athletics.com/town to get your tickets for a night at the ballpark. That's athletics.com/town for details.
Well, the A's have 41 games left after today, 22 at home, 19 on the road. So you still have 22 home games in the thick of a pennant race. It won't be that long before the Mariners come back here for a 4-game series. How about that?
Things could be very different at that time.
They will be back here on August 30th, 31st, September 1 and 2. Not number 1. So Heredia is retired. So this is a look ahead. The next 8 series. So you have the Mariners today, then you have the Astros and the Rangers, and then the A's will head out on the road. Twins for 4, Astros for 3, and then right back here, check it out, Mariners, Yankees, Rangers. So just that one road trip in the middle with the 4-game series in Minnesota and then 3 big ones in Houston. Speaking of the Yankees, they will play later today. They will host the Tampa Bay Rays. The A's right now trail the Yankees by 3.5 games. That's for the number 1 wild card spot. Wild card standings. It's really right now the Yankees, the A's, and the Mariners. 3 teams fighting for 2 spots. But now the A's have made the division very much a possibility. So
that was the game plan. You talk to these guys in the clubhouse, you talk to them around the cage during BP, and this was the sentiment echoed a month ago. You know, we're not settling for a wild card spot. We're not okay with the fact that the conversation and the excitement is surrounding our second wild card potential. That's not who we think we are as a ball club. So just to hear that from these young players a month ago, month and a half ago, and to see it unfold and play out the way it has, 1 game out from the division lead in a division that a lot of folks thought was spoken for after the first pitch in April.
absolutely. Yeah, I think a lot of people thought it was spoken for after the final pitch in October at Yankees or at Dodger Stadium. But remember, it all started on the 16th of June is when this great stretch. A's lost on the night of the 15th and were 34 and 36, 11.5 games back in the AL West and 11 games back to the second wild card. And since then, it's been go time. And now 72 and 48.
Brett Henderson down in the zone with the heater here. That's black.
Yep. It's going to be 3 ground ball outs for Brett Anderson. So he's retired 8 in a row. Bottom of the 6th coming up.
A hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
First pitch, bottom of the 6th to Jonathan Lucroy is low. How about this? Jonathan Lucroy He has started 13 of the last 15 games for the A's. That makes him a very happy man.
Yeah. Luke is a guy that you pretty much, you're going to have to lock him in a closet somewhere. Throw away the key to keep him out of the clubhouse, away from the yard, and out of the lineup.
And listen, it's nothing against the A's backup catcher Josh Phegley, but at this point, I think Lucroy has become so important to the A's rotation and the guys in the bullpen because he's caught so many games. And you have an off day tomorrow. I think that probably plays into this as well. But he's a very important part of this whole deal. Segura flips it across and Lucroy is out. I mean, how do you quantify how important a catcher is to a team statistically?
You can't. You really can't. You know, they've got your catcher's ERA that'll reflect.
But even that's sort of a shallow way to look at it.
Exactly.
Right?
And I think I've always looked at, and with Josh Phegley, the backup that you're talking about, I've always looked at that as an opportunity for guys like Phegley to learn from somebody like Lucroy. If they are as important as they are to the team, to the staff, wouldn't that be somebody that you would want to learn from? I think so. Josh Phegley thinks so. Jonathan Lucroy thinks so. That's why I think Luke has done an unbelievable job of working, whether it was Bruce Maxwell when he was here, whether it's Phegley. Any questions you have, anything he might be able to help you with, him and his book, they are both open.
Yeah, I mean, just, you know, if you were a catcher on this team, whether you're here or even in AAA, that would be a great question to ask. Why is Jonathan Lucroy so valuable, right? And how can I make myself valuable to the extent that he is, if that's possible?
Well, MLB At Bat is your #1 athletics app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get A's home screen icons and features such as the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today.
That's a good day right there, huh? Is he going to make it a full 9 innings? I think so.
Yeah, he's got a full 9 in him, no doubt.
I think he does.
He's got a ball sitting next to Dad. You're jazzed.
I like the A's shirt, but it's got a little football jersey look to it as well with the stripes on the side. See, I like that.
You know, on the top there.
Yeah, I like that.
I see what you're doing there.
Like he could rock the gridiron with that if he had to.
Like an old Steelers throwback.
It's going to be a long run for Haniger. Still going, and it falls, and it goes by him. Chapman's going to hit second, and he's going to stop there. So a perfectly placed pop fly down the right field line. Cano wasn't going to get it. It was too far out.
Well, it's off the wall in the scorebook. Another double for the Chapstick. And again, good things happening to good people right now. Haniger just not enough to make up ground. And that's that no man's land double. But the thing for Chappie here, he's hustling. He's running hard, running hard. That's why it's important. Standing on 2. So who knows here? Jed Lowry gets himself a 2-out knock.
Lowry, a fly ball to center and a strikeout. First pitch, a shot, one hop right to Cano. And Cano flips to first. So that ball was smoked by Lowry. Nothing to show for it. 7th inning coming up.
Noble and Brett Anderson slicing and dicing, pitching to contact. Turning old D. Gordon into a window shopper. Got Kyle Seager to bite. He's been filling the zone up all day, Kipe.
This is a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel. Both guys not messing around. Segura, Cruz, and Seager here in the 7th inning. First pitch strike. Segura thought about a bunt. 12 of the 18 outs he has gotten today have come on 3 pitches or less. Going to get another one. Did that on 2 pitches.
Well, and 55% of the ABs for Brett Anderson over the course of the season end in 3 pitches or less. That's 55%. League average, 43%. 4 or less pitches, Brett Anderson gets him out of there 69% of the time. League average, 63% of the time. So this is the MO for Brett Anderson.
So 3 pitches or less, and out recorded, the league average is 43%.
43%.
Remember that one. Oh, 0-1 to Nelson Cruz, who has hit into a double play and grounded out. Both times hitting a ball to third base. Fouled straight back. Cruz got a pitch to hit there.
Well, that's one you'd like to have back if you're the boomstick. Nelly Cruz fouled straight back, lets you know you're on it timing wise. Just a touch off. It's a game of inches.
Right to Olsen. He grabs it, and that is out number 2.
A's All Access is here, and it's redefining the way you can be a part of our A's family. General admission access to every single 2019 ball game. Here at home, a plan of reserve seat tickets, 50% off concessions, 25% off merchandise and parking discounts. First opportunity to purchase 2018 postseason tickets as well. That's this year, folks. Learn more at athletics.com/2019 today. A's Access, every game your way.
2 away for Seager, who has struck out and grounded out. Seager lays off that breaking ball, and it's down and away.
See here in the 7th inning, Brett at just 69 pitches, a nice pitch count. Talk about settling in. Happened for both these guys very early.
And the only reliever the A's have that has pitched in each of the first 2 games in this series is Blake Trinan. Headed for the right field corner. Seager's going to have a 2-out double. So hit number 4 for the Mariners, and it puts a runner in scoring position.
Well, fastball in, trying to crowd Seager all day. This one here just doesn't quite have enough to get all the way in on the handle of Seager. But again, as we saw Cano early on with a good piece of hitting in the first part of the ball game, stayed inside that ball to the left field side. Seager here is able to stay inside and pull the hands. Gets himself a double down the line.
So Healy steps up with an opportunity to get the first run of the game. Healy has grounded out twice. It's that one foul.
That's a great pitch for Brett Anderson. 3rd time through, Ryan Healy. He can handle the fastball. First pitch changeup. How about that? He's
not happy just yet.
Not quite.
Healy, little flare, grabbed by Olsen, and that will do it. So Seager stranded at second. 7th inning stretch time. Still no score.
dealers, and it's Mike Leake. Look at this, 6 innings, 2 hits thus far, no runs, 6 tickets punched. Slicing and dicing for the M's. He's done a good job of keeping the Oakland A's off balance up until this point.
And he'll face Davis, Olson, and Piscotty here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 71 pitches for Leake. So his pitch count is in pretty good shape. First pitch a little bit high to Davis, who has hit a fly ball to center field, and he has struck out. Davis 1 for 8 in the series. He has walked a couple of times. Seems like this is around the time where Chris Davis usually hits a home run.
Well, and the numbers dictate for Mike Leake that this is seemingly about the time that folks start to get to him if he is indeed around. .311 batting average, 3rd time around.
And now 1-2.
But he's had that cutter working, that slider cutter working very nicely today, front dooring it to righties.
Good take by Davis on a changeup.
But that's what you got to do when you don't have the horsepower we talk about. Mix and match, different pitches, different locations, keep guys off balance, work backwards. He's done it all.
That one cued off the end of the bat. Well, Leake has not had a lot of offensive help as of late. His last 5 starts, he's got 4 no decisions and a loss, but his ERA in those 5 starts, 3.19. That's pretty darn good. So he's been sitting on 8 wins for a while. Foul territory, Healy over. Healy, yeah, he made the catch, 4-yard line, and a nice catch.
Both feet in bounds.
Yep. So when you're playing right there, you really are looking up pretty much directly into that sunshine.
You're staring directly into the sun, and I would talk to Derek Barton about that at times. And I remember a guy who was playing first base here for the Oakland A's when I first showed up, a guy named Dan Johnson. And he would sort of crab walk his way over there down the first base line, trying to battle the sun, body positioning. If you can keep yourself off to the side, gives you a little better look.
Cano way out in shallow right field, throws, and Olson's out, 2 away. Healy with the glass. Not only are the glasses on top, but they're backwards.
No upside down.
So I could be wrong, but I don't know if he's going to have time to take the glasses off the top of his hat, turn them around, put them on, and then catch the pop-up.
Got to be swift.
He would have to be really swift. Piscotty, first pitch swinging, rolls it foul. That's fine if you want to put those glasses on top, but you better not miss a pop-up.
Well, that's I saw it in the minor leagues quite a bit, guys. You know, you want to wear your new sunglasses. You got a deal. You got a cool case. You like to name drop. Oh yeah, I had the guys come in, you know, clubhouse. I got a couple frames.
Spent some time with them.
Yeah. And I've seen those glasses get put right in the locker.
E3.
And you get handed yourself a pair of flips.
Yeah.
You want glasses? This is what you wear.
So, and we're not saying this is the case with Ryan Healy.
No, no.
It's probably not. So sometimes there's a little style factor
Oh.
involved.
Kai, but you got to look good. You want to play good, you got to look good.
It's like golf, man.
That's part of this.
Dress nice and pump it into the woods. Piscotty, that's a good take. A teaser pitch by Leake.
When this is also usually the time you start to see the ABs of the Athletics really extend, really start to dig their heels in and battle. 0-0 ball game late.
Now, Bob Melvin was talking about that when we were in Anaheim before the game, and he said he noticed very early on this year that the A's were throwing out their best at-bats late in games.
Yeah.
Said he noticed it early on, and it has showed up. 3-2 pitch. Pop up. Healy's got it, and Mike Leake rolling along. So what a pitching matchup today. No scores. We go to the 8th. Seattle inch a little bit closer to the first place Astros, who will play tonight at home against the Colorado Rockies. So Anderson and Leake, the story right now.
You want to talk about pitching dual type. These guys have been going blow for blow.
Fun to watch.
Well, it is, because it's the artistry on display as you see big sweet Lou Trevino get her cranking here in the 8th. But neither one of those guys possess the velocity on a fastball that Trevino down there is working with on a slider. 94, 95. So when I talk about the artistry of pitching, just working off of the barrel, towards the cap, towards the handle of the bat, mixing speeds, getting ahead early, all of this factors into painting the picture, your masterpiece.
2-2 to Zunino. Gordon to foul, and then Heredia. Simeon charges, throws to first, 1 out.
Well, in 2002, the Athletics authored the then greatest win streak in baseball history. 20 straight W's propelled the A's to the playoffs that year. Join us as we celebrate the return of the streak team this Saturday against the Astros at 1:05 here at the Collie. The first 15,000 fans will receive a Streak Team t-shirt presented by Cache Creek Casino Resort. Grab your 50th anniversary memory. And for tickets, head to athletics.com.
So big weekend coming up after an off day tomorrow. D. Gordon hits it hard, but right to Lowry, who was kind of playing a shallow second base, which you will see infielders do against D. Gordon. So 2 outs. There's the pitches by inning. Can't ask for a whole lot more than that. He has not had the bad pitch count inning, and that's why he is sitting at 79 with 2 outs in the 8th inning.
And I just want to make a point here. You think about guys going 4 or 5 innings maybe with this total pitch count here, thinking, they might be able to buy themselves 1 or 2 more. What that pitcher's body feels like after 5 innings worth of 79, 80 pitches is completely different than what Brett Anderson feels like right now in the 8th inning, having just thrown his 81st pitch of the afternoon.
Well,
One inning.
It's those high stress innings, even if there's one
right
that gets you to, where you got to throw 25 or 30 pitches. And Piscotti dives, and it's a foul ball. Piscotti almost caught it. I mean, he ran a long ways.
And you can hear the fans appreciate the hustle that's been on display from Stephen Piscotti. Leads the league in trap catches.
He's got a couple in this series.
He wanted it.
So 2-1 to Guillermo Heredia, who has grounded out twice. And that one is right back up the middle, and that's a base hit. So 2-out single. Heredia, it's his first hit. He's got good speed. And Bob Melvin's coming out. And that's it. So 7 2/3 innings for Brett Anderson, and Trevino's coming in to face the top of the Seattle Mariners order. Sensational performance this afternoon by the left-hander Brett Anderson.
Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
Hanging out Jack London Square. See, you go inside there. The ball game's on TV.
Yep. On the wall.
So when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair expert. So Lou Trevino comes in and face the All-Star Mitch Haniger. So this is a good matchup, game on the line. Heredia, good speed at first. Pitch misses inside, and now it's 2-0 with Cano, the on-deck hitter. Great performance by Brett Anderson. He finishes with 83 pitches on the day. No walks, 2 strikeouts.
It's about as efficient as I think I've seen Brett Anderson on the mound. Very impressive today.
So a little challenge fastball there at 98 miles an hour.
Well, you know what you're getting with Sweet Lou on the bump. 96, 97 plus. Slider just a few ticks below that.
Heredia has good speed. He's not necessarily a big base stealer. He's only stolen 1 base, but he's a first to third guy.
And I don't know if the Mariners think about running here.
Broken bat, little pop-up. Tough sun for Lowry, and he hangs with it, and he makes the catch. Side retired. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Semien, Canna, and Lucroy to hit for the A's. All right, here's our game summary for today, brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 0-5-0 for the Mariners, 0-2-1 for the A's. Leake and Anderson. Anderson's out of the game. He was terrific. Mike Leake has been terrific as well. 7 innings, 6 strikeouts for Leake as he faces Marcus Semien. First pitch, a little bit outside. Canada follow, and then Lucroy. Grabs the outside corner. Fernando Rodney starting to throw in the A's bullpen. The Mariners bullpen is quiet. See Leake just working Semien away. And you always wonder, is he going to try to sneak one inside?
Well, he hasn't given in all afternoon. And I think that's a big part of why we're here now.
He did right there, and he got it in enough where it's a tough pitch for Semien to handle.
And that cutter has been working well for him. Try the front door.
So 2-2. The 2 hits for the A's, a leadoff triple by Martini in the 4th. The A's could not get him home, and then a 2-out double by Chapman in the 6th. Shallow left, Heredia hustling in, and he's got it. So pretty good pitch. Sounded like a broken bat. Obviously, by the swing by Semien, you could tell he just could not get extended.
Well, that's it. He was crowded. Leake got in that kitchen and blew it up. This is just one-handed self-preservation from Marcus Semien. And again, it's a byproduct of working the peripheral of the strike zone. See there, Canna spinning it early, first pitch, nothing down the middle.
Canna has lined out and hit a fly ball, and this one's popped up. Seager shading his eyes. At the last minute, he went with the kind of the side straddle basket catch.
The old side straddle basket snag.
Say that 5 times.
Shading. Sometimes that ball starts to take off on you a little bit at the very end. Stick it out there, close your eyes and pray. Yep, felt like I caught it. These guys are so good.
I was just thinking, those are not easy plays.
These guys are so good. Jed Lowry on the play, Heredia coming in. Seager with the sun in his grill there.
So here's Lucroy. First pitch right in there for a strike. Lucroy is grounded out to third. He is grounded out to short. Segura across, and Leake rolls on. We are on to the 9th inning. No score.
The grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. Fast transparency. And by Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV.
So 9th inning, still no score. 5 hits for the Mariners, 2 hits for the A's. And when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair expert. So Fernando Rodney comes in for his 50th appearance on the year. Rodney pitched in last night's game. He pitched 1 inning, gave up a hit, had a strikeout through 15 pitches. Ramon Laureano takes over in center field for Canna. And it's the meat of the order. Cano, Segura, Cruz, and if anybody gets on, Seager. So good challenge inning for Fernando Rodney. Mike Leake. Quite a performance by Leake.
Both guys threw the ball extremely well. Both starting pitchers, excuse me, threw the ball extremely well. Very efficient. Early contact. Just a well-pitched ball game.
Cano to left. Martini makes the catch. So Robinson Cano 1 for 4. And that'll bring up Gene Segura. Well, if you're the Mariners, you obviously hate to lose the first 2 games of the series, but maybe one positive out of it is you were able to at least rest your bullpen a little bit. Casey Lawrence pitched Monday night, and then they sent him down, and he kind of saved the bullpen. Lawrence ended up pitching 3 innings, and then Felix Hernandez yesterday.
They did not send Felix down.
They did not, no. He's pretty sure he's not going to pitch today, though. 87 pitches. Are his eyes open or closed?
Doesn't matter. Osmosis.
A little bit outside. 2-0 to Gene Segura, who's got a couple of hits.
See, Rodney doesn't approve Thought he had a call there.
That one is a strike right on the corner.
I gotta say, it's good to see Rodney's hats back on straight, the way we like it.
Segura drives on right center field. Cutting over is Laureano. Segura makes the big turn, but he's going to stay at first. So a nice job by Ramon Laureano. He had to do what he did. Otherwise, Segura was going to go for two.
We talk about Pinder and his ability to cut the ball off. The miscue by Haniger out and right earlier today. And this is Ramon Laureano at his best. Like you said, Kite, cutting this ball off. No need to slide, but he comes up in one motion. A strong, accurate throw right in the tag zone. Should Mean Gene decide to test? Maybe not. I'm going to go ahead and reel that in.
So Segura aboard, and here's Nelson Cruz. First pitch to Cruz, right in there first time. 0 for 3 for Nelson Cruz. Segura, the runner at first, has 17 steals. Not a bad number, but he's been thrown out 10 times. And that hit Cruz, and the Mariners are going to have 2 on with 1 out. So just trying to crowd him a little bit.
That's it. You got to be able to go inside on the big fella Nelly Cruz, unless you want that boomstick lowered on you. And that's what Rodney's trying to do. That did not catch the pad.
Looked like it, yeah, right above the pad.
Yeah, little shoulder, little bicep.
So Cruz hit by pitch for the 13th time this year, and here's Seager. After Seager, it's Healy. Shift on for Seager, who doubled in the 7th inning.
We got a lefty in Seager. Rodney with a good changeup.
There it was.
And after that first pitch swing on the changeup, if I'm Rodney, maybe a heater just to show him some velocity, just to speed him up. And I go back to that changeup there. You get that kind of swing and miss on the first pitch, you've got him in swing mode.
Strike with a fastball right at the knees. Perfect pitch.
And there it is. First pitch changeup. You get the swing, go back to the heater. You're 1 pitch ahead of him right now.
Pitch is hit in the air to right field. Piscotty backing up, still going back. Piscotty in front of the wall. He makes the catch. Segura tags and goes to third.
Well, that ball just kept going. Fastball in on Seager. They were able to get it in, wanted it away, but got away with mislocation. Piscotty dealing with tracking this ball in that high sky, that sun. And that thing just continues to float. You can see Piscotty almost ran out of room.
So now the runners are at the corners, 2 outs for Healy.
Your attention, please. For Seattle, batting for Healy.
So it's going to be Denard Span who's going to hit for Healy. So the veteran Denard Span. Span a .318 hitter this year with runners in scoring position. So that comes into play a little bit.
You saw those numbers, 400 as a pinch hitter.
And the First pitch could have been a strike. Call the ball inside. Rodney can't believe it. Faced Rodney 14 times with 4 hits, so a couple of guys that have been around for a while. Swing and a miss. The changeup just kind of floats up to the plate.
You talk about arm speed and how pivotal it is to that pitch, the changeup. Great arm speed on the delivery from Rodney.
Span a little flare, but it's going to be foul. And now Rodney ahead in the count 1-2. So this crowd of just a shade over 17,000. They're rising to their feet here in the top of the ninth. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a high, hard one. 96 miles an hour up around the letter. Span swings through it, and the Mariners strand a pair. Bottom of the ninth coming up.
The dirty martini with the leadoff triple, picking him up and putting him down all the way around the base paths. Yeah, flex on him. Flex on him.
And Nick Martini's going to lead it off here in the bottom of the ninth inning. A's will try to walk it off and pick up their 5th consecutive win. So Martini, Chapman, and Lowry. The new pitcher is Alex Colomé. Our first look at Colomé in this series. He was, of course, acquired early in the year with Denard Span from the Tampa Bay Rays. That was way back on the 25th of May. Martini goes after the first pitch and drives one to left, but foul. This is the defensive alignment now for the Mariners. Span stays in the game and left. Heredia moves over to center. D. Gordon comes into the infield to play second, and Cano moves from second to first. So Span, Heredia, Gordon, Cano, and those are the changes. Remember, the Mariners kind of got a jump on the trade season.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, the Colomé Span trade, it was kind of the first significant trade of the season, and it happened at the end of May.
Well, I think the Mariners saw what they had
Center field, base hit to open up the bottom of the ninth. All right, it's offensive execution time if you want to win the game.
Yep.
So the A's looking for their 8th walk-off win of the year.
Third baseman, number 26, Manfred.
It's not going to be easy to do here against Colome. Since June 30th, 18 2/3 innings, 19 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 188, and he's got a 0 earned run average during that time span.
So here's Chapman. First pitch to Chapman is a fastball at 95 miles an hour, first strike. Walk and a double for Chapman today. Pretty good lead by Martini at first. And now the count 1-1. Colome was the Rays closer, and a pretty good one. He has just 1 save with the Seattle Mariners. Obviously, the closing duties belong to Diaz. In the dirt.
And that's a heck of a job by Zunino right there. Didn't have the opportunity to kick out and get around this pitch. The only thing he could do was go to the backhand. Not an easy pick there for Z.
Pitch is outside, and now it's 3-1. Chapman has a walk-off hit. It was against the Giants, that big chopper. Crawford inexplicably missed it. But you know what? Chapman's speed had something to do with that as well. Three-one pitch is driven right field. Haniger backs up over, and he makes the catch. So Chapman hit that ball pretty well, hung up. And now Lowry will hit with 1 out.
Fastball up. Chapman's been doing a beautiful job of going the other way.
Lowry looking for his first hit. This would be a wonderful time to pick up that first hit. Martini at decent speed at first. And Lowry takes a strike on the outside corner.
Well, if you're Nick Martini with that speed, we'll make sure you get a good secondary. Read a ball in the dirt. Maybe Zunino's not able to backhand it. Second time around, you find yourself in scoring position.
Grounded to short. Segura out at second, and that's a double play. 6-4-3, and we're going to extra innings at the Coliseum. No score between the A's and the Mariners. AT&T, official sponsor for Extra Innings. And that is where we are at. It's the 10th inning. Neither team has been able to push a run across. So a battle of the bullpens and two pretty good bullpens.
Little bonus baseball.
When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair expert. So Jerry's Familia comes in. He had the strange outing on Monday night where he walked 3 straight guys. They all scored.
Yeah. Very uncharacteristic from what we've seen out of Familia early.
How about those extra inning records? Both very good. Mariners are 10-1. A's are 10-4. So here's Familia. And the first pitch is inside. So it was, I mean, Familia's not a guy who's wild. He's got pretty good control, but Monday he just lost the arm slot, I guess is what the term would be.
Yeah, lost his release point. Couldn't find it, couldn't reel it back in.
But the question is, and listen, first 2 pitches out of the strike zone. Is he thinking about what happened on Monday night?
Well, you hope not, and you hope that the side work that's probably been done between now and then was able to iron out whatever little hiccup he was experiencing.
Two-0 pitch to Zunino. That one's in first strike.
But the bottom line is you're talking about a guy who's had the responsibility of closing big league ball games for a while now. So the whole short memory thing, or quick memory, you flush your failures instantaneously, move on. No doubt he's got a good handle on that.
2-1 pitch is hit high and deep, very deep, and foul. Second deck.
Just a long, loud strike type.
That's right. The ball was running in on him a little bit, and Zunino, he had good bat speed, got the head out. Last time the A's Mariners were 0-0 after 9, way back in 1990. Dave Stewart said, "I'm not even thinking about coming out of the game." Swing and a miss. Zunino strikes out.
It's a slider. There it is. Talk about it. Get your release point figured out. Get your sights dialed back in. Start painting sliders away. That's the Familia they're looking for.
And now he'll face D. Gordon. Chapman in on the grass. Gordon lines one foul, headed for the A's bullpen. Always an issue with Gordon. An important guy to get because of the stolen base threat. Huge play. Well, last night was Gordon getting thrown out late in the game trying to steal.
Yep.
It was a one-run game.
He is a walking run scoring opportunity.
Another little pop-up foul just past the and above the A's dugout. So the count 0-2. 17,078 is your attendance today here on a beautiful day. Nice little breeze, very comfortable. To pitch a fastball at 98, but up and in. And Gordon chases a pitch in the dirt. A weak swing by D. Gordon.
Well, this is Jonathan Lucroy having a very good feel, having read swings from D. Gordon, paying attention to the way guys start to take pitches. Watch him tap the ground here. I need this thing dirty. Get it down. We're going to get the swing. I promise you, just execute. There it is. Down and dirty. D. Gordon. He's going to drag that bat back to the bat rack.
So here's Guillermo Heredia. And the first pitch is in there for a strike. Heredia had a 2-out single in the 8th. He was stranded. Mariners had a 2-out double in the 7th, could not score, and they had Heredia's hit in the 8th, and then in the 9th they had 2 on and 1 out and could not score. So in a game where there hasn't been a huge amount of scoring opportunities, there has been a few in the late innings for Seattle. Of course, the A's had the big one in the 4th inning when they had the leadoff triple by Martini and could not get him home.
Well, that's sort of been one of the keys to the success for the Oakland A's in recent games, is getting that big knock, creating that offense. Haven't waited around for that big home run to be the deciding factor.
Strike, 2-2. Well, the Mariners, not a huge home run hitting team. They're 10th in the league in home runs hit. Familia deals, and the ball's chopped. Simeon, quick throw, got him. Good inning for Familia. Couple of strikeouts. Bottom of the 10th coming up.
And defend the town. $20 lower level specials for key upcoming games. You can get a great deal as the A's make their playoff push. Visit athletics.com/town to get your tickets for a night out at the ballpark. That's athletics.com/town.
So Chris Davis steps in. Alex Colomé back for his 2nd inning of work. He only threw 10 pitches in the bottom of the 9th inning, and he got the double play to end the 9th. So here it's Chris Davis, 0 for 3. First pitch right on the corner for a strike.
Like to see some of those late inning heroics, those extra inning heroics.
To the backstop. Yellow.
Just grazed the top of the zone. That'll get everybody's attention. It's just more unsettling than anything. 96, nowhere near it was supposed to be.
Duke's the lefty, Vincent the righty. Davis on the ground. Segura, the shortstop, slides to his right a couple steps and throws out Chris Davis. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 10th. And up steps Matt Olson, but looks like we're going to get a pitching change, and we are. So the lefty's going to come in to face Olson. So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
Or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
So Matt Olson will step into the box with 1 out. He's going to face the lefty Zach Duke. Duke acquired by the Mariners from the Twins right around the trade deadline.
Brought over, obviously, for reinforcements from the left side down in that bullpen for ABs just like this.
Duke's been around, had some success. He's having a pretty decent year with the Twins. Has not been great with the Mariners in his 8 appearances. He's given up 6 earned runs in 3 1/3 innings. But drops down from the side.
Well, that's the thing, is it's a very funky delivery coming out of right center against the lefties. Manipulate the arm angle a little bit. Just not a comfortable at bat.
Olson, right field. That baby is off the wall. Now Olson's going to have to hustle to second, and he's going to get there with a double. I think Olson thought he won the game.
I thought he won the game.
I thought he won the game.
Just missed a walk-off bomb. That breaking ball that backs up. See Olson, hands inside. You can see Haniger anticipating this off the top of the wall. Kite, you and I both thought this thing was headed to Souvenir City. Just about 5 feet away. How about that, the lefty Ole.
So the A's have the winning run at second base with 1 out. Piscotty and Simeon have chances to win the game. Vincent coming in. We'll be back.
98.8 miles an hour off the bat. 28-degree launch angle, right in that sweet spot for a homer. 383 feet away from home plate. Not quite the distance. We'll take it.
StatCast AI powered by AWS, and here is Stephen Piscotty. He'll face Nick Vincent. Vincent pitched an inning last night through just 6 pitches. Piscotty looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 3. Outfield plays Piscotty toward right center. Span well off the line and left. First pitch, foul back. Two walk-off wins by the A's this season to break a scoreless ball game. They have never had 3 in a season. How about that?
Never say never. You can see the defense, as you mentioned, outfield shaded towards right. Cano well off the line at first base.
And a good swing by Piscotty. That ball up and pretty hittable. So 0-2 to Piscotty. Both bullpens are quiet. And underneath that one did Vincent.
Trying to change eye level, trying to go up top against Piscotty. They've worked him away early in this at bat. That pitch more so just for effect.
Olsen not really being held on, swinging and a miss. So Piscotty strikes out.
It's that cutter up. See, they threw that fastball up the pitch before. Here at 88, top of the zone, just a little lower than that previous offering. Looks a little better to hit for Piscotty, and just wasn't able to get it down on time.
Well, they're going to walk Marcus Semien, and they're going to face Ramon Laureano. Laureano, last homestand, won a game with a base hit.
Yeah, he's been here before. First big league knock of his career. Brought the A's in. Speaking of, we'll go back to that magic moment. Early August, Tigers in town. Laureano walks it off. You see Martini coming around to score, and there's the boys. Welcome to the big leagues, baby. KD with the gift afterwards. Minnie with a little pie. Go ahead and wash it down with a Gatorade bath.
First pitch to Laureano is inside. Laureano came in for defense. Did that after Canna batted in the 8th inning. And that misses high, and now it's 2-0.
You see the way Laureano took that pitch there. His front foot leaning out. He's looking for something away. If they go cutter up and away here, out over the heart of the plate, I think Laureano's going to be on time.
Ooh, and he had 88 miles an hour, a little bit on the inner half, and fouled it back.
That might have been the one. See, mistake. Vincent the last 3 times has been ineffective trying to get this cutter away to his glove side, sort of backed it up.
And another fastball, as you see on PitchCast, right down the middle. And Laureano had a good swing.
It's there, it's good hitting. See, not as much cut to this one here.
He's on it.
He's on it. What Vincent does so well is just takes a little off, adds just enough to create the deception.
2-2 pitch, here it is. And he got him to chase up and out of the strike zone, and Vincent gets out of the jam. So the A's strand a pair. We're headed to the 11th. Brought to you by AT&T. AT&T official sponsor for Extra Innings. It is the top of the 11th inning. No score. A's and the Mariners. So the A's trying to add to their cushion, and for the Mariners, this is the game they have to win.
Game they absolutely have to win. Want to hit the road with some momentum. Headed back home. You left Houston with a real good taste in your mouth.
Yeah, this is the final game of a 10-game road trip for Seattle, so they've been out for a while. They're 5-4 on the trip. So they'll send the top of the order up against Familia here in the 11th. Haniger, Cano, and Segura. So they like where they're at in the lineup, but they're going up against a very tough reliever in Jerry's Familia. Strike called, 0-2. Haniger is 0 for 4. He had 3 hits on Monday night. He had 1 hit last night. So 4 for 13 total in the series for Mitch Haniger. Trying him out in that leadoff spot. They did it the 4 games in Houston, and they won all 4s. And he's been in the leadoff spot all 3 games here in this series.
Mixing it up. They knew they have Cano coming back. Flirting with D. Gordon down at the bottom of the lineup.
Laureano backs up. That pitch was up a little bit. Haniger put a pretty good swing on it, but he's retired. 1 out here in the 11th. And that'll bring up Robinson Cano.
Number 22, Robinson Cano.
Cano was 1 for 4 last night in his first game back from the suspension. He's 1 for 4 today. So some boo birds for Robinson Cano.
And that won't be changing anytime soon, I have a feeling.
Fastball is high.
But a welcomed addition back to the fold for the Seattle Mariners, regardless of whether or not He's there with you in the postseason. We know the answer to that ultimately, should the Mariners find themselves in the postseason.
Cano rips one up the middle, and that's a base hit. So a one-out single for Robinson Cano. He's 2 for 5.
You can see why and how important he is to the lineup for the Seattle Mariners. You put him at the top, he's on base. Mean Gene, the hit machine, and Nelly Cruz behind him, the likes of Seager as well if he's going right. But to get him back now, having sort of experienced the struggles they have early on in this series, but after the success, again, that I keep talking about in Houston, you know he can make an impact.
Well, here's the tough Gene Segura, and he takes a strike. That's Edwin Diaz, the closer.
Just getting loose.
Segura in this series is 7 for 13. Laureano hustling in, and Piscotty in. He's not going to get it. The ball is juggled a little bit by Piscotty, and that's going to allow Cano to go to third. And I say juggled, maybe that's not the right word for it. He kind of came hustling in, and when the ball bounced, he had to kind of play it on that in-between hop, which is not easy. But Cano kind of stopped at second, and then when he saw the ball not picked up cleanly, he went to third.
That's what happens. This ball, obviously, it's got some spin on it coming off the inside part of the bat from Segura. You can see Piscotty trying to keep it in front. Ball bounces. You can see there Cano sort of anticipating it to be fielded cleanly when it's not. Head down on over to third.
You know, Dallas, we've seen it all year now as Bob Melvin comes out to go over everything that could happen here with first and third. But we've seen the Mariners a lot now. You know, you have Cano, you have Cruz, Seager, Hanner, all really good hitters. But I think Segura is the toughest out in their lineup.
Yes, I would agree with that. Just as far as bat to ball skills.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Concerned.
I mean, are you worried he's going to hit one out of the ballpark? No. But what I'm worried about is he's going to hit a line drive to right center field.
Well, and then the thing is, Kipe, is home runs being a byproduct of a good approach at the plate.
No,
he has the ability.
He can jump on it if he has.
No doubt. So not an initial power first type of threat.
Just a tough out, man. Gosh. Yeah, he's nothing really. No pitch seems to phase him, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Romine's going to run at third for Cano. So that's Andrew Romine.
And I now would believe, and obviously with the double play in order, they're going to be running contact. Clearly the defense anticipating the double play, but Romine, the quicker runner.
And the hitter is Nelson Cruz. And Cruz takes low. Cruz is 0 for 3. He was hit by a pitch. Two for 10 in the series is Nelson Cruz.
1-0 here against Nelly. I know you'd absolutely love to get this out.
And that one's low, and now the count 2-0.
Well, what we mentioned, the lack of success from Seager against righties. 199. This might be a point where you make Cruz hit your pitch. And if he does it, you take your chances with Seager. And you hate to put the second run on second base, but Nelly Cruz, dangerous hitter.
Two-0 pitch, a mighty swing on what would have been ball 3.
When you see right there, Nelson Cruz looking to do damage. He's in swing mode. 2-0, gets himself a fastball. He's thinking, all I got to do is get this thing elevated, get it up out to the outfield, and I've done my job.
Interesting here too, Dallas. The Marcus Semien kind of playing halfway in.
Yeah, not a traditional double play depth.
Bounced at the plate. Good hard sinker by Familia. Now it's 2-2.
The same premise applies. Familia's done a tremendous job of getting himself back into the count. 2-2 here. Got it beaten out of the palm of your hand. No need to give in. You got 2 opportunities to make your pitch right here if you're Familia.
Defense is straight away in the outfield. And he got it. A slider at 90 miles an hour, and Cruz swings and misses.
What a great job by Familia to get himself back into a count he can handle and dictate the action. 2-2.
Now batting.
Slider opportunity.
Kyle Seager.
Take a look. Just absolute paint.
But, you know, I mean, I watched that swing, and I know Nelson Cruz is a premier power hitter. I mean, the game is on the line.
Yep.
So all you got to do is make contact. And he swung like it was the first inning, and he wanted to hit a 5-run home run with 2 strikes.
I'm not mad at him.
I'm not either. It amazes me. I don't care how much of a power hitter you are. Here's Seager. Tough out yet. Man, a good pitch by Familia. One hit today for Seager. That was a double.
You know, remember, Seager sort of served that changeup from Rodney out in the outfield. Same premise with the sinker from Familia. Got to locate. You don't want to just throw that thing right onto his bat path.
Shift on with Chapman, the only infielder on the left side, and he's playing kind of a shallow set. Seager is 3 for 12 in the series. Romine can get a big lead at third, obviously. And Segura was running, and Seager fouled it back, and now it's 0-2. So Gene Segura took off.
Seager trying to get on top.
So 0-2. Olsen now decides to play behind Segura, the runner at first base. Chapman moves back. 0-2 pitch is popped up. Simeon got it. Familia comes out of a jam, first and third, 1 out, and he strikes out Cruz and gets Seager to pop out, and he was pumped. And so are we. Bottom of the 11th coming up. So they'll try to win it here with Lucroy, Martini, and Chapman against Nick Vincent. Andrew Romine, who pinch ran for Cano, stays in the game. First pitch, Lucroy takes outside. Lucroy has grounded out 3 times, twice to short and once to third.
Like to see Luke get on top of one of those cutters up and out over the plate.
And now it's 2-0. Vincent, not necessarily a hard thrower, but it is a good pitch, that cutter.
Well, it is, and it's not got a ton of movement at times, but what that means is he has the ability to shape that pitch. We talked about adding and subtracting with it, creating a little deception.
2-1 to Lucroy.
You know, you do that with a pitch, you're trying to get different results, different counts. Try to make something a little nastier, typically with 2 strikes, whether that's more movement or just shortening it up to locate.
Misses badly, and now it's 3-1. That's Chad Pinder. There's a lefty warming up. Pazos for the Mariners. Foul ball playable. It's going to be Seager. Seager makes the catch.
For Seattle, ladies and gentlemen,
So Lucroy is retired, and here comes Nick Martini, and we'll see if the Mariners go to the left-hander Pazos, knowing that Pinder's going to come in to hit.
It looks like Scott Service is going to let it play out. It's all part of the cat and mouse between the 2 skippers. Get a guy up in the bullpen. Get a guy in the on-deck circle, start swinging around, moving around.
Martini's had a good ball game. He's 2 for 4. He's got a single and a triple. His triple led off the 4th inning. Chapman then walked these at first and third, nobody out. But Mike Leake struck out Lowry, Davis, and Olson to get out of the inning. So that's kind of looming large right now.
Yes, that was, I think if you go back and look at it, a big turning point in the game. Maybe not a turning point, but a pivotal point in the game.
That's a base hit left field. Martini, pitch up and out over the plate. Shoots one to left field. He's got 3 hits.
Just a simple approach for the lefty. Hit it where it's pitched. Up and out over the plate. Stays on plane, gets on top. Not an easy pitch to handle, especially from the left side as well.
So that's the winning run. Here's Chapman. Chapman, strikeout, walk, double, fly ball to right field. One on the inside corner for a strike. Leak went 8. Alex Colomé an inning in the 3rd. Zach Duke faced 1 hitter, gave up the double to Olson last inning. And now Nick Vincent, who has gotten 3 outs so far in the game. Romine over near the seats, and it's well back. Astros will play tonight, hosting the Colorado Rockies. The Yankees will play tonight. They'll host the Rays. Kind of nice if you're playing early in the day. If you can win your game and the teams you're battling, well, they can look up and see that you've already won.
Yeah, know what they got to do.
Of course, it's only good if you win. This one in the air toward right. Haniger to the line. Haniger makes the catch. So Chapman is out, 2 outs, and here's Lowry. Pitching today, huh, Dallas?
Well, Vincent has done well with the cutter, and that'll put a bow on it for Vincent. You're right, Kai.
So an inning and a third for Vincent. Pazos coming in to face Lowry.
Every ticket purchased at athletics.com/big3 comes with a free Big 3 bobblehead. That's Huddy, Zito, Mulder on a bobblehead and a ticket to see the A's versus the world champion Astros. Log on to the athletics.com/big3 today.
See the Pumas?
See them. They just look fast. Look fast on the feet.
Huddy. Brett Anderson went the first 7 2/3 shutout baseball today. So Martini at first with 2 away. Lowry to face James Pazos. We've seen both the lefties in the Mariners bullpen, Duke and Pazos.
James Pazos 2-1 on the year, 2.77 ERA in 39 innings. Only 8 walks against 34 punch-outs.
Lowry takes a little bit outside. Lowry, as a right-handed hitter, 268. As a left-handed hitter, 276. So not really much difference. Not anything to swing a manager to say, let's get him to bat right-handed.
Right.
Just maybe time to get a new reliever in there. Pazos is pretty good.
That's it. Different look.
Lowry, very good hitter from both sides.
I think it was safe to say, just by looking at the way Vincent's stuff was kind of playing out, might have been nearing the end of his time anyway.
Yep. And now Lowry in the driver's seat with a 2-0 count. Lowry, 30 doubles this year. If he gets a double here, it may win the game for the Athletics. .2-0 pitch. That's nowhere near, and now it's 3-0.
I'm going to tell you right now, Pazos does not want to face Chris Davis.
Now, that's not the matchup that Scott Service was thinking about, the manager.
No. Have to turn Lowry around fine, but no more.
And he misses low. A 4-pitch walk to Lowry, and now the winning run's at second base. So here's Chris Davis. He's 0 for 4. So he's due. First pitch to Davis. That's not close.
Well, and this is more about settling Pazos down here, just giving him a breather than really anything else. Chris Davis was not on the radar of Pazos, but here they are now, locked up in the ring. Zunino just wanting to make sure that they're on the same page. Runner at second, make sure we've got our signs. But again, you got Matt Olson, the lefty, on deck. Probably a conversation about making Katie hit our pitch.
Swing and a miss. So Chris Davis, when you're sitting on 34 home runs, you can let it rip.
That's exactly what he does. Don't get cheated.
Swing and a miss, but coming right at him. 94 miles an hour. A little giddy up on it too.
A little life in the zone. You're right, has just challenged him. Middle.
One-two pitch, and that one almost went to the backstop.
Trying to reach back and grab a little extra. Two-seamer gets away.
So 2-2 the count. Davis with a good swing, and that was a pitch to hit.
Pazos living on the edge right now.
I was going to say, he's not showing much of anything else except the fastball.
That's it. No wrinkle, no nothing here against the righty, KD.
Two pitch, foul to the screen. Chris Davis with 93 RBIs.
Like to add to that total.
By 1. Low. So that'll help the A's. The runners will be able to take off. So the runners moving on the pitch, that pretty much eliminates the chance of an outfielder throwing the guy out at the plate.
Right. It's a done deal for the outfielders. Anything on the ground in front of them has got to be do or die. Runners moving with the pitch. Here we go.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out upstairs with a high heater. So the A's had a chance, could not get it done, and we are on to the 12th. And the new pitcher for the A's is Yusmeiro Petit. He is pitcher number 5. Anderson, Trevino, Rodney Familia, and now Yusmeiro Petit, his 57th appearance.
And not usually.
Familia goes 2 good innings, works out of a big jam.
Well, I was going to say, Petit, not usually a face you would see when you think about a 7 2/3 outing from Brett Anderson.
That's true.
But here we are again, both teams playing a very competitive brand of baseball come the latter innings.
Lowry, a nice play on the run. Denard Span is retired on 1 pitch.
Fastball working away from the lefty. D-Span catches it off the cup. Broken bat. Little basic roll me up 4-3 for Jed.
So here's Mike Zunino. Just 2 errors for Jed Lowry this year in 97 games. First pitch is a strike to Mike Zunino.
Kind of reminds me a little bit of Mark Ellis in terms of just a quiet, fundamentally sound defender. Makes the plays, makes the routine plays.
Yeah, turns the double play. That's a big one too.
Oh yeah.
So 0-2 the count to Mike Zunino, who's 0 for 4. Breaking ball, he just got a piece of it. It bounces high up in the air and then rolls behind home plate.
And this is, again, we've talked about it before with Petit and how important an arm like his is. This would be the guy to ride this out for Bob Melvin. You know, not everybody has an arm that they can go to, whether it's for 2/3 of an inning, 3 2/3 of an inning, doesn't matter, anywhere in between. And that's what Petit represents.
Zunino was able to hold up. Zunino struck out in the 10th inning. He made the last out of the game last night. He's 1 for 11 in the series.
And they love what he's doing for them defensively. You think about the success of this rotation for the Seattle Mariners. Success I'm not sure a lot of people saw coming.
Zunino lays off. Good take, and now it's 3-2.
And there's a lot to be said for the man who's in charge, keeping these guys on track online, scouting reports, just being comfortable with the rotation.
So full count to Mariners catcher, and he takes low. So pretty good at bat. And Yusmeiro Petit's a guy who generally has good control. He does not walk a lot of guys.
No, not a big free pass guy.
No.
More prone to let the defense work, challenge guys.
Now batting, number 9,
That was the first walk issued by an A's pitcher today. And here's D. Gordon, who's 0 for 4. 1 for 7 in the series. Did not play on Monday night. He was in the original lineup on Monday. He's been battling a little bit of a sore shoulder. Right field. Pretty deep. Go. D. Gordon, his 2nd home run of the year. And it gives the Mariners a 2-0 lead. Not what you expect when D. Gordon steps into the batter's box.
Not at all. Kind of reminiscent of that Ozzie Smith homer
Number 5, Guillermo Heredia.
CD gets it out. Got himself a pitch up. You see the top hand come through for D. Gordon. And I don't know if that's D's best bolt.
Yeah, he was even a little out front, but pitch is up. I think it helps if the pitch is up a little bit and you already have elevation.
That's
right?
it. That's it. You know, and it's not coming in there at 95, 96, so do got to supply a little bit of the juice yourself, but that's just being ready to hit.
So Zunino with the 1-out walk, Gordon with the homer, and the Mariners lead it 2-0. And of course, we know who's in the bullpen. So the Mariners are excited, and you know what? They should be. Both teams have been looking for that one hit all day, and they finally got it. Oh, 0-2 to Heredia. So Diaz, who's been warming up a couple times, he's pretty much ready to go.
I'm sure he'd like to get back out there and dust off some of those old memories that he has in Houston.
And you know, it's funny with Diaz, he is not a very big guy, but seems like he casts a long shadow. You know he's down there.
Oh, no doubt.
And he doesn't weigh but 170 pounds.
No doubt. I mean, he's not the most physically imposing as far as stature is concerned. He's very long levered, a quick arm though. And that fastball is about as big as any in the league.
On deck is Haniger. Heredia is 1 for 4. He had a base hit in the 8th inning. He's put together a good battle here against Yusmeiro Petit. Chapman on the run, and they get the speedy Heredia for the 2nd out. And that will bring up Haniger. In the bottom of the 12th inning, the A's will send up Olson, Piscotty, Simeon, and hopefully Laureano, Lucroy, and Martini.
I like it.
Just saying. Mitch Haniger is 0 for 5. He has not had a lot of 0 for 5s this year.
No, he hasn't. I mean, he was the guy that was on fire early for the Seattle Mariners. And still, you look at those numbers, pretty darn good year, right around 280. OBP up north of 350.
He's got 26 doubles, couple of triples. Inside.
He's somebody now that you have to consider. You know, you talk about moving D. Gordon out to center field. He's somebody you have to consider possibly throwing a wrench into his game plan.
Haniger, an all-star for the first time this year. Well deserved. That one's hit pretty well right center field. And Laureano's back, and that bangs off the wall. Haniger digging for second. He's got a sliding double. Nice play in center field, though, by Ramon Laureano. He's showing off that arm again.
I mean, Kai, this is... Look, we'll start here. Nice double for Haniger. Seed off the right center field wall, but Laureano gathers, controls, lets it eat, and it's right on target once again from the warning track. This time only to second base.
Well, he plays it perfect because what? He's got some momentum going already into his throw before he even catches the ball.
Right.
Coming off the wall. He's fun to watch. So this is Andrew Romine. He came in the game for Cano. Came in as a pinch runner. So A's pitching coach Scott Emerson's going to come out, check with Batiste. Thrown 22 pitches here in the 12th inning. So with that, Sean Kelly starts to throw. It's got to be hard for a pitcher, whether it's a reliever. I mean, you were a starter, but game's tight, and then you give up a home run. But you got to get right back to it, but that's hard to do.
Well, you got to keep grinding that axe, and you have horrible, ugly thoughts in your head about how you've just let down your teammates.
That's right. Yeah. All of a sudden you're losing.
Yeah, you almost become that masochist. You're waiting for somebody to slap you across the face when you walk into the tunnel. You're okay with it. It's not a good feeling, you know. And as a starter, you start giving it up, and you're watching your guys scramble down in the bullpen to stretch and get ready, and you know it's not because they're excited to pitch, it's because you're terrible, and there's no avoiding that.
Headed down toward that bullpen. Well, it's funny too, because as a pitcher on the mound, you're walking around out there, you know what's going on down in the bullpen. Because when there's nobody warming up in the bullpen, there's nobody standing up. Well, look down there now. I count 5 people standing up. So you can see them, and you know there's stuff going on down there.
You got Ben the ball boy. You got Marcus the bullpen coach.
You got somebody protecting the pitcher and the catcher.
Dowdy protecting, Pull catching.
It's a well-oiled machine down there, isn't it?
It is. It's a unit.
Lowry scoops, throws, side retired, but D. Gordon with a 2-run homer. So the A's have some work to do as we head to the bottom of the 12th. His task is to try to come back and get 3 off Edwin Diaz, who's having a sensational season for the Mariners. He's got 46 saves. He's blown 3 saves, 100 strikeouts, and 15 walks in 59 innings. So, work to do for the Athletics.
First baseman, number 28.
You mentioned those numbers, Kai. He's also on pace right now to break the record of K-Rod. 62 saves. He's on pace for 63.
62 in 2008 for Francisco Rodriguez. And the Seattle club record is Fernando Rodney. 48 saves in 2014. So it's been quite a year for this young man. So what's the more lethal pitch, the fastball or the slider? Slider's nasty.
The slider's nasty. I think the easy answer initially would be to say the fastball, just because of the velocity and it's a challenge pitch. But you know, that slider, if you can throw it for strikes and get the swing and miss later, pretty tough.
So 62% four-seam fastballs, 38% sliders. Third pitch, not so much.
Yeah, don't need it.
No, he does not need it.
Not at the back end.
Leads the majors with the saves. 24 one-run saves. So 24 to 46 one-run saves.
Yeah.
Can't make any mistakes there.
First guy since Joe Nathan in 2004 to serve, or excuse me, to save 4 ball games in a row.
2-2 pitch is a base hit right field. So Olsen gets the bottom of the 12th started. His second hit. And now Piscotty steps up.
Fastball in. Ole with the good hands once again. It's the second time today. He's hit a ball very hard by staying inside. Nice and balanced.
First pitch to Piscotty is a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. Stephen Piscotty's 0 for 4. And there's the slider at 90. So you saw the fastball at 96, and he's got a little bit more than that in his tank if he needs to. And there's the slider at 90.
And same thing with that slider. He can shape that as well. Take a little off, add a little.
So pitched in all 4 games in Houston, as we showed you, saved them all, but then had Monday night off and Tuesday night off. He's been used a lot. And there's the fastball at 98, and Piscotty swings and misses. So that is out number 1 here in the 12th.
Just that challenge fastball from Diaz. You got 98 in the tank. You let it out to play, and that's what he's done. Working the cutters, slider for effect, and coming at you with old number 1.
First pitch to Marcus on the outside corner for a strike. Thought it was interesting on Sunday. Diaz had pitched on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Mariners said, "You're off today. You're off." But then the Mariners end up being behind 3-2 going to the 9th inning, and they tie it. Well, he starts tossing a little bit, says, "I'm okay," calls the dugout and says, "If we get the lead, I'm good to go. I'm coming in." All right.
One of the best phone calls you could probably get as a skipper.
And he got the save, and he strikes out Marcus Semien. So 2 away here, and he is down to their last hope, and it's going to be Chad Pinder. So Pinder for Laureano here in the 12th inning. Fastball is a little bit off the plate, down and away. Pinder with good power. That's why he's pinch hitting. He's got 10 home runs in 76 games.
That's it.
There's the fastball a little up, swing and a miss. You just hope he gives you 1 pitch to hit. See, now that was a slider, believe it or not, as hard as his slider is to hit. That was a hittable slider. It sat on the inside part of the plate.
Well, the tough part about it, though it looks presentable, is it's that backup slider, so you just don't know how much life it actually has to it.
If you flinch at all, you're in trouble.
You're done.
1-2. Got him with a high fastball, and that's the ball game. So Edwin Diaz shows his stuff gives up a leadoff hit and then strikes out the next 3 hitters. And the Seattle Mariners get a very important win for them. The A's lose a chance for the sweep, but they still do take 2 out of 3 from the Seattle Mariners. So A's will take a day off and get ready for the Houston Astros on Friday. Time of game was 3 hours and 13 minutes. 17,078 was the attendance. In 12 innings, the Mariners beat the A's 2-0. Time now for A's post-game live. Here's Laura Britt.
To the street. To the street. To the street.